$500, $600.
Easy. Stop back in the
Yeah, like fifth, sixth grade, you know, so she didn't even, she wasn't even there. But I couldn't believe it, man. You got hundreds of people sitting there and no one's interested in further education. They don't give a rip about anything.
You get that third grader up there, I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna marry that girl.
And so anyways,
dry south.
yeah, so I was getting a little frustrated. I was trying like 3 or 4 times, or I couldn't get a response at all. A bunch of bums.
I never heard that.
I just laid it out for him right there,
He
man.
called them bums. I thought it was hilarious. I was loving it.
I know. Jeff and I were back there like, we were looking at each other.
Jared had it up. Y'all know what my opinion is of you.
You know what, Caleb used
I can leave now.
I used to love this. Caleb used to get up there, you know, and the singers would sing, you know, and then the band was going to do a few songs. And Caleb used to say, okay, are you ready to rock? You know, and they go, yeah, yeah. Are you ready to rock? Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're not going to do that right now.
We're just go, oh.
We're going to play a song called Spooky.
Spooky.
And then he would forget the words and make up stuff. I went down the road to buy some new shoes.
I needed some milk and my cookies.
He would forget the words.
I just make up some stuff.
Hey, what about the time I practiced?
So says I get confused and I don't know where it is.
The lead guitar player had to do a little riff when we were doing the Beatles stuff, so the pageant comes to me and he says, you know, you need to learn it. I said, okay, it's not that hard, I can do it. So I practiced on it and I worked on it. Boy, I could do it flawlessly.
The Beatles, the
It
Don't
was a Beatles. So I worked on it, I did it in practice, you know, everything was fine. So we get about 1 million people down there, you know. And, you know, I started and then Caleb, you know,
I had to kick it with the drums after he did the first introduction.
I got that down, I'm like, okay, I was a little nervous, but I was ready, so I go, and about that point, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then I go,
And I go,
and Caleb goes,
I got to bail him out. We got to get you out of this.
Check it out, and I'm looking at Paget, he's standing there like right here, you know, he's going like that right there, and when I started that clicking, he went, he just turned around and walked. But I knew it. I knew it. I folded under pressure. Matter of fact, the year after he left, I used to start it all the time. Never had any more trouble with it. It was that one time I screwed it up. And then I had to do it again when we changed keys, and I screwed that up too. I didn't think I got it right one time. It was more like
What would John do?
it's a wonder John didn't stop and say, wait a minute, he's doing it wrong.
The performance.
Stop clapping.
He's wrong.
I go, I stopped.
He's doing it wrong.
He's booming. Stop that bass.
It's booming, John. It's booming.
Jerry Patrick,
fix that bass, John.
We would practice.
One time, he told me the bass was booming. I turned it all the way off. And we got all the way through the song, and he came to me and said, it's still a little loud. You know, I just thanked it.
He just turned it off.
What it was is the keyboard that was electronic keyboard that was running through. Kelly's left hand was kicking, and she was banging the low end of the keyboard, and it was just blowing everything out. And he thought it was the bass. The bass was off. The bass was turned off.
Booming.
Fix that booming.
Okay, let's start the song. And we go, blah, do do da da, and start the song, and he go. Stop. So we just stop, dry stop. That's messed up. That's wrong. That's that. Fix it. Like da capo again. You know, from the top. From the top. From the do da do 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 do. That stinks. That sucks. That's wrong. Da capo.
That's right.
And just do it over and over again. Woodshed that thing, man.
Sure.
Horns woodshed. Guitars in the other room. Caleb go to privates. Oh, here's a great story. I love this. You'll love this one right here. We got a director the second or third or 10th year that we was in there. So
You were all 10 years at LBW.
got a new director, and he was a bit of a hard case. You know, he was.
You talking about Scott?
Yeah.
Oh,
Scott.
He was.
no names, please. No names.
I like to call this story "Mutiny on the LBW." He was a bit of a hard case. He was very stubborn. I had my own run-in with him. We may get into that later or not, but this is a hilarious story. So they had been having some run-ins with him, and Caleb was working at Previs at the time. He didn't go. He just worked at Previs and played music. I don't understand how that happened, but anyway, so they had their run-ins with him, So I see Caleb come in that day, and he was late. Caleb was late.
And I was mad.
He comes walking in. Mad,
we were already ticked at Scott.
Yeah, y'all had already been had. He's got his Previs 6 on. He's in there. He's like this. He's like.
I've been there since 6 o'clock in the morning. It was about 9:30, I guess.
So sure enough, as soon as we don't even get started good, I don't know where he gets on Caleb or what happens. Anyway, the ward boys huddle up. And he like this right here, and then they go into another room and they come out and they announce that they're quitting. So the rector says, "Okay, whatever happens,
Just get out and do this.
So they do like this. They
Well,
like,
first off, wait. First she said, "It's my way or the highway."
Right.
And we said,
Okay.
And we walked out. And he's like, wait.
Before you do this.
Consider this.
He started getting
I was about to die laughing.
because the bass player, the drummer, and the keyboard players were walking out. Which was part of the chord of the season. Wait.
So that was the first time you've been fired.
That was the mutiny.
No, that was the first time
No,
you
then he
walked
got
out
down
and
and
you
kicked
begged
the
us
booties.
to come back.
That's what cracked me up. Okay, break. They formulated a plan, and then they went into another room for a while.
Okay, we're gonna do it. Okay, you come across the middle. I'm going over. You block on the side.
There was a foghorn leg on it. You pin him down with the mortar. I hold a hand grenade, a mule, and a wheel. Did I mention my teeth are hurting? The more I laugh, the worse they hurt. I can't stop laughing.
Oh man.
Stop looking this way, that'll help.
Man, those were fun times, though.
Hey, Jeff, what
You
about?
ever take these guys out to eat? When I really got to know them, we really were beginning to form a relationship.
He found out that there were a bunch of bumps and you always have to pay for them.
So, I'm going to take you guys out. I'm going to take you guys out. We're going to go to chicken.
They look at each other and go,
We said we got him.
So I've never been out with them before, so I go out there and I say, okay, get what you want.
I want to invite.
I'll have 4 chicken breasts and chicken. I'll have a whole roast beef. $38 at Chick-fil-A.
Not at Chick-fil-A. At Chick.
Crispy chicken, whatever.
And that was in 1987 or 19.
30 some odd dollars. I can't remember what it was.
Which would be about
was fine.
$2,000 now.
Which was fine, but I was thinking, man. They bought enough to last a month.
He said,
hollow leg filled up.
That's really when our
that was the start of a beautiful
our
relationship.
relationship started about that night. We really got to become
Man,
good friends.
you fill me up with chicken and we're going to be good friends. Friends for life. You just keep filling me up with some chicken.
Yeah, Jess put a lot of chicken into the ward.
Yeah, I eat a lot of choices, particularly John. He want me to watch a movie or something, and he bribe me. I'll make you dinner. I'll be there. Tell me when.
He said, I want you to watch dinner. I'll make you some batatas and some enchiladas and this, that. Okay, I'm coming. I'll watch your movie, whatever you want.
Is that one of John's homemades?
Yeah.
Hey, now, the boy can cook. I got to give him credit now. He can do that. He can throw some groceries together.
Yeah, I pray for a double helping of Mama's spirit.
Now, the boy can cook some food. I'll tell you that. He can take pictures pretty good, too.
Occasionally.
Now he's that guy like he used to be. Okay, hot shot, smile with the camera. You do stuff like that? The guy who took school pictures for us always like, okay, snake eye. All of a sudden I got guys else for it. Okay, I've been to Orlando.
You don't know that story.
Man. That's a great story, man. Tell him that story in honor of your dad. That's a classic.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic.
That's a classic, yeah. No, I said, Dad, we were stuck down there one time, and I said, of course, my dad had been driving, know he'd been driving. He drove a couple of years
For-
right.
yeah.
And he said, you know, and so we got stuck in Orlando. And I said, hey, you know, Dad, we're stuck here for a day. Do you want to go to Disney World? You know, want to go do something like that? Nah, I seen it, boy. I've been all over Orlando. I said, Dad, it's Disney World like that. Oh no, I seen. I know what it is. I've been to Orlando, boy. I've been all over this town. You know, I seen. I gotta go over there. Let's watch some American movie classics. Okay.
I love it.
My favorite day in My favorite day in Dad trucking story is this. They were going somewhere up in the mountains. I'm not exactly sure where. And Dad was in the sleeper. And Dad was getting sleepy. What are you doing? And Dad had woken up in the middle of the night. And he had to pee. Now when you do this, he had a truck. They got to turn those miles. They don't have time to stop. Yeah, so he had a jug that he was peeing in. And David didn't know that he had unstrapped himself from the what do they call it, the net?
Yeah, well, actually, oh man.
And so David starts to sleeper go up the edge of the mountain, and the truck goes, and he rips it up like that and slams on the brake or whatever, and Dad comes flying backwards out of the sleeper with the pea jug open, and his head lands on the footboard, and his feet are up in the air, and the piss is pouring all out over him, and he's looking up at David and he says, what are you doing?
Not exactly dropped his pea jug.
You didn't get one put over there?
What are you doing?
Right across that bed.
This is a little past that.
What happened? We were in a construction zone, so you know how it falls down sometimes, you know, up to like 6 inches or whatever.
like grading on it.
Yeah, 6 inches.
It loses the show.
Yeah, because there was another lane over here, but it was being worked on, so it was built up this side, so it was like this. And then at one particular point, it was cut, instead of being straight down like that, it was cut in like this. So when the tire went over like that, it jerked the whole side down like that. Of course, he's back there, you know, doing his business like that. And so I hit the brake, and it didn't, you know, because their air brakes didn't quite respond fast enough. So I pushed it down a little bit harder, and then like that, here it goes, jerks the thing off like that. It hits me in the back of the neck, and then like so back, like and then falls. Drops his jug of water in the ground. And he's sitting down there by the stick shift looking at me going, what are you doing? And I said, well, I need some more underwear, but they call BMK. And he's like, well, get it going. And so I put it in gear, and I eased back up over the thing. So I look back, and he's got paper towels. He's throwing them on the table.
That's David. Cheap all over the floor. Did you get the hose at the next time?
After he got it all up, he had those sandy wipes or whatever. He was back there like
Like washing his hands.
Oh man.
So what are you doing?
You made me sleep my water bottle and stuff.
Right here now. You're yelling at me.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh. I like the story you told about when he said you've been driving for 29 hours, and he got on the third. You're gonna make your boy. So that was good.
Oh, I had been driving like all the way from Arizona. I'd been driving like 18 hours, something like that, which I often did because, you know, I would just drive till I got really tired, and then I'd turn it over to him. Well, he had been sleeping, you know, and stuff, and so I think he got up. I seen him, you know, be up a couple times because the light would usually come on in the sleeper. I could see, you know, out of the corner of my eye. So he was back there, and so I knew he was up, and I knew he had been tired. So I was like, well, I'm going to go to sleep now and let him, you know, it was like 500 miles or 600 miles to Dallas. So I was like, well, that's about 10 hours. So I just let him drive that. So I got in the back and I went to sleep. And usually, I would sleep, 8 or 9 hours, and I'd wake up, and I figured, by the time I woke up, well, all of a sudden he was waking me up, and he was going, son, can't go any further. You gotta take us on in. And I was like, what time is it? I looked at my watch, it was like an hour and a half later. I was like, what? I was like, you've only been driving. Well, can't do it no more, boy. It's pretty hard. I was like, man, I don't know what's wrong, but lay down like that. And I was like, I'll do it. Of course, I was like cross-eyed because I was like so tired. I started driving like that. And I was like driving down the road and, I was yeah, you sure you want me to do this now? So I'm at about 350 or 400 miles, and I got to one of his favorite truck stops like that, and I was like, man, I'm gonna pass out if I don't. So I pulled in there like that, and he, time to eat, boy. Time to eat, boy. I mean, I'd go in here and have some breakfast and some coffee, and then we'll get you done good, son. You done good. It was like 70 miles till we got home. And I was like, thanks, Dad.
I can't do it anymore, boy.
I can't do it anymore. About 6 or 7 hours before they got up and it's time to eat.
You had to take it on in.
So he's an actor too, huh?
He was pretty good. He was convincing. That was his Academy Award-winning performance. Yeah.
You give him a Oscar?
I gave him a 10. Oh man. I was just glad we were off for the next week after that.
Took you a week to recuperate from that trip.
I know, it took me a little while. I was like, man, that was tiring. And he was a trip too, because a lot of times I would drive, because we were only supposed to drive a certain amount of miles, so I would drive like 900 or 1,000 miles, he'd get up, well boy, you drove too many miles, I'm going to have to put some on me. So I'll be able to drive that long today, but once I eat...
How's that logic working?
It's like, so I'm going to have to back it up and put some of these miles on me, so I'm going to eat, and then I'll drive a little bit, and then we'll let you start again. Well, thank you so much. And sometimes, I'd wake up.
What are sons for?
Exactly. I'd wake up and I'd be asleep 5 hours or something like that. And I'd wake up and the truck's not moving. And so, and sometimes I'd look out.
Petro!
And between the two seats, he had a board and a big piece of foam he'd put down. He'd put that down like that. He'd stretch out between the two seats and take a nap like that. And I opened the curtain like that. And I looked out like that. And he was like that. He was asleep like that. And I was like, and later on, when I got back in the front, and I was like, how many miles did you drive today? Because I went back to sleep for another 4 hours. He driven like 350 miles that day or something over like 12 hours. I was like, sometimes he'd eat three times. I'd wake up and I'd look and we were at Flying J. I'd go back to sleep. I'd wake up and I'd look out, Petro. He'd be in there having nothing. He'd go, that was a good one, boy. I had a good one. Well, you better drive a little because I'm going to get sleepy soon.
Go to sleep, wake up.
Get me to another truck stop.
You mean wake up and be in a TA? Truckers of America.
Oh man, that was a good one. That was good. And then sometimes they go, well, you hungry? Yeah, I might need to get something to eat. Well, we really ain't got time. What? I'll make you some peanut butter crackers and put them on the dash so you can eat them as you go. I stopped and ate back at the Petro and I had to do some shopping at this other place, and so you ain't gonna have time to eat, but I'll put a drink up there and some crackers so you can eat those as you go.
Keep you driving.
You gotta keep the doors closed and your foot on the pedal, boy, because we gotta make 1,000 miles tonight. And so then I keep going, and he'd wake up. And, okay, where are we, boy? Well, Dad, we're in Arizona. Oh boy, you done good. Well, now I got time for some breakfast.
The next pit road is 184 miles up the road. He had like the Petro GPS. Let's see, where are we here? Okay, David, the next truck stop is 7.4 miles. Boy, get us there.
Man, you knew where every truck stop was. What exit are we, boy? Well, let's see. We're in Arizona, 390. Okay, let's see. There's a petrol at 422. There's a TA. I got a good salad. I got a good buffet.
Well, he wasn't only sleeping back there, he's mapping it out. All right, we're stopping here.
Yeah, all right here.
Let's see, I can have the buffet here. I can pick up a Subway sandwich at this one.
I can sleep after he drives.
And then he said, okay, how much further do you think you can go? 60 miles. Petro it is.
Hey, he would love this. He would love it if he was here. He'd love all this. He did love that truck.
He did, man. He fully
Guys, they
embraced.
immersed himself in that truck. Even I can see that. I mean, you know, he loved it. And he even bought all y'all trucker stuff, and y'all didn't even drive truck.
Like
He got them all dressing like truckers, man. Okay, you never dressed like a trucker.
No, but he bought me some long haul jeans though. Those ones that had the elastic, thread in them, so that they'd be all stretchy and not give you crotch rot and.
That didn't work too well for me and you did. One time me and John both left our drawers at Disney World. It hadn't been that Silverdine cream, boy, I've been in bad.
And then he's walking around like a cowboy.
Oh, God, John.
Where's the horn star?
Hey, you had some Silverdine stuff. You gotta get that from the doctor.
That's burn cream stuff.
I'm talking about, man, it'll take chafing if you won't even know you were chafing it. I mean, you hurting. I mean, you in serious shape, and the next morning it's like you never had it. It's for burns. People use it for burns.
Yeah,
That's basically what happened to you. Blizzard.
Yeah, I know that was hilarious.
I left my drawers at the Epcot, so them things all in leather.
I love Dad's selective hearing. I can never forget when we were going to Houston. I believe it was on the trip. It was Houston or San Antonio, and we were like, no, it had to be Houston because we were going to go to the beach. And Dad, we want to be sure to get up early because we want to get there in time to get there before the sun gets really high.
No, it was Destin.
Was it Destin?
We were going to Destin.
Okay, that was Destin. Get my trips mixed up. Yeah, we want to get there early. We want to get up before the sun comes up so we can get there early before the sun gets really high so we won't get hot, we won't get burned. Oh, don't worry, we don't have to get up there. There's plenty of sun. You'll get plenty of sun. Dad, we don't want the sun. We don't want to get all burned. We'd like to go before the sun gets really, really hot. Oh, there's plenty of sun. Don't worry.
Boy, you wouldn't get plenty of sun.
Everybody was burnt like a lobster.
except for Mom.
That's because Mom was in a pair of jeans and had her scarf on.
Big hat.
I've seen the picture.
Did it ever amaze you the fact that these good, fine people could take off and drive 9 million miles in a soapbox derby and never break down on it? We're going to Washington. The fans got 3 ball tires and 1 donut on it, and half a motor with a squirrel in it. We're not going to have a problem. We can go in there and do it.
We made it.
They never had a problem. I could not understand it. I mean, they buy something for $5, man, drive across the United States. Never seen nothing like it before.
Blessed beyond the curse.
I'm telling you, man, it amazed me. I told David, I said, we should build. Me and David one time was considering building an amusement park called Ward World. We were thinking of all the rides that you could have. And I said, hey, you can have one called Trip to Dallas, Or, if you got the tan van or you got the Monte Carlo, you'd be all right. But if you got the Blue Galaxy 500, you'd break down in Greenville.
The Dodge Dasher wouldn't make it. We'll have the ride.
Never seen nothing like it before. I never would have thought about going anywhere on something like that. And y'all made it. I mean you never had any problems.
It's the only way we could go.
Yeah, but you never had problems with it, though.
We were poor as dirt, couldn't afford a decent car.
Y'all did all right, though. What y'all had,
They would blow out all the oil after about 100 or 150 miles. And they put in 5 quarts of oil. Drive about 150 miles, all of a sudden, you go like that. You hear it. And the oil light would come in. You squeeze out the road like that. Go back and get all the oil like that and fill it up again like that.
David, you got the rest of that case?
David had the car that'd crank itself.
Willie and I put him on that Galaxy 500. We were out there. I think we changed the starter or the solenoid. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, I think it might have been the whole starter. So we changed the thing. We get
On
done.
my old car?
No, this was another one.
This was David's Galaxy.
Yeah, you had a Fairlane 500, and he had a Galaxy 500.
So we really had to change the start out, and we just get done, and we're standing around talking about the deal, and all of a sudden, and the car's sitting there, ain't even got a key in it, you know, and we're standing there talking, and all of a sudden it goes, and it starts revving, you know, it goes, stop.
Okay, it's time to run.
The car's possessed. What happened? We didn't even have a key, you know?
And chewed up that new starter.
This mechanic was, I've never seen anything like that.
I don't know who the car belonged to. It was used to things like that.
Like ring.
Boy, I tell you what, y'all must have had some kind of caboose. Boy, y'all must have had the red line directly to God.
We had the legions of angels around us.
I laugh and joke now, but I thought, man, these guys, they'll take off on anything. They never have no problem.
You know, the funny thing was, though, is that when I took your laser out to the church and the drive fell out from under it. He had a nice sports car, Chrysler laser, and I go out to the church. I had to get your guitar, or get something. I heard it was a guitar. I had to get an instrument from the church and come back to the Dixon Center because we were having practice with the ensemble. And I go out there and I get to the church. I get the thing out, get in the car, turn around as I'm about to drive out the parking lot. This goes raw, just stops. And I'm like, what happened? I get out and look out, and the whole drive shaft is falling out from under the thing. It's on the ground. I'm like, whoa, Lord. Something's going to hit the fan.
You got some splaining to do.
I wasn't even punishing it or anything. I wasn't doing anything. And that was a nice car, you know.
It was.
But I took care of that for you.
You did, thank you. I appreciate that.
He says, I done forgot about that.
I think I took it in stride.
Yeah, you did. I was actually surprised because I was feeling pretty bad.
Well, there wasn't nothing you
Like
could have
that,
done.
just ruin your car.
You know what, the way I was thinking, well, you know, it happened in the parking lot. What would have happened if I'd been on the road on that?
That's right.
It might have been the grace of God. Matter of fact, now that I look on it, that's probably what it was.
What was it, just a defective part, or?
I forget what, I don't know what happened to it, how it was fixed.
The universal joint probably.
Yeah,
I fixed it and rode it many miles longer.
And then Michael,
Somebody unloaded it on Michael.
and then you wrote it for miles. Man, you know what that was funny? Michael, he was a Venezuelan. He was going to LBW, and he bought this green Monte Carlo. It was 78 model, and that was about 88.
Betsy.
And he bought it, and
Y'all rode that thing.
That was my first car. I bought it from Caleb for $300.
And so he went. You know what he did? He didn't know the difference. So he goes to the station and fills the thing up. And he fills it up with diesel fuel. That thing smoked like a stack. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened in the car. We rode behind him, and that thing was like a mosquito spray, man. Like a mosquito spray. We're like, man, it's the head is cracked and it's blown the head gasket and everything else. That thing is dead. You know. And so I said, well, so I said, well, he wanted to unload it off on me, and I said, well, he was like, I got to get rid of this thing. But then when he got done with that tank, when he got he finished using it all up, then it started running fine.
He didn't even drain it? He didn't even drain that stuff out of there?
No, he just wrote it. Now, but listen to this.
It's a wonder it ran.
Now, listen to this. Now, the thing was that before it used a lot of oil. And then when he got done, and I saw it was running good and everything, and so I went ahead and said, well, I'll buy it for him, because I don't know if he had paid about $1,500 for it. So I bought it for him for $600. And it didn't use any more oil after that. You know, and later on,
Fix your car is run diesel fuel.
put a tank.
One tank.
No, but now this is serious. There are several mechanics that will put
valve
in.
seats in it.
Exactly. And so there are mechanics that will take, and when they go, they'll put in a whole tank of gas, but they'll leave maybe about half a gallon, and they'll put maybe about a half gallon of diesel fuel in that every once in a while, not every tank, but every great once in a while, and it helps it keep running smooth, you know. And so, at least that's the way it was with the old carburetors. You know, I don't know, that ain't gonna fly, I'm sure, with the
it's all changed
nowadays. But it was different back then, you know. And that thing ran great, man. And it was 10 years old then. We ran it for another 10, and we ran it everywhere, man. I ran that thing like a dog. And then Reba got it, she ran it like a dog.
Yep.
And then Mom and Dad got it, and they ran it like a dog. I mean, that was one of the best cars. And when we got rid of it, and then sold it for how much you sell it for?
I think so.
I bought it for $600. And 10 years
And
later,
the whole family went through the whole
the whole
family.
family
Yeah.
for about 10 years. And I don't know how many tens of thousands of miles, and they sold it for almost the same price that we bought it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they fixed it up and are running it now. It's doing
That's
good for them.
right. Last we knew, a guy that's a backdoor mechanic bought it and fixed
Put
it
some
up.
diesel on it.
And
That's it. That tank of diesel went a long way. That diesel went a long way.
You see the Greek family wedding?
Yes.
Put some Windex on it.
Yes.
I got a pimple. Put some Windex on it.
And it went away. Yeah, the diesel fuel was the cure-all, man. I couldn't believe it though, 'cause I thought the car was just, it was wasted. You know, there was no hope for it. And we got it out of there, man. Once you run it out of there, it was doing great. Did great for years and years.
That was an amazing car.
Grant disconnected that heater though.
Yeah, I
They
know,
used to
man.
blow heat on your
Praise
legs
God.
all the time.
Well,
Oh.
Bill
I
did
tried
different
many a
things.
day.
I rode that thing. I don't know how many times I rode that thing from
Grandpa
Dallas and all over the
It's in
place,
the
all
back of
around
himself.
Alabama, down to
Yes, he did.
Florida.
Turned it back.
I ran it everywhere, man. Then Reba did the same thing when I sold it her for $300.
That was my college car. That's what I went to Cars for Nations on.
And then she and Grant
She
drove
and
it.
Grant rode it all over the
And
place, and they
then,
gave it. Mom and Dad got it. And they rode it all over the place.
We gave it to them when we moved over to South Africa.
And I drove it back and forth to work until thieves broke
in the
in
back window.
and were
Trying to steal
trying to hotwire it, and they broke the gear shift thing off the drive
Right.
shaft, and so I had to have it towed back in, and I had it towed back to Alabama. Then when I left work, by that time I was using Caleb's car that we bought that from him
The
when he went
Oldsmobile.
back to.
I come over and buy a car and then leave it with them. The last time we were here, back in September, October, we got that Lincoln out there. And so we wanted Mom and Dad to have a nice car, so that's theirs now. And it happened the same way. We got the Oldsmobile and drove it around until we went back to Spain, and then they inherited the Oldsmobile.
Well, it's got to be kept up.
So then when it was back in Alabama, just sitting in the yard, and somebody stopped and said, "Would you sell it?" Because this lady needed a car to go to work on. Her husband was a backdoor mechanic, and they gave us that.
You got almost the same money
Yeah.
back out from after 10 years and 40, 50,000 miles out of it.
Of course, how much did it cost to have it towed down from Dallas to
No,
Alabama?
rented it.
I know, that's
No,
what
I
I'm
had a
saying.
U-Haul.
How much did the U-Haul
I
car
can't
rental thing?
recall how much it was, but I pulled it on a U-Haul trailer behind,
Towed
car
on.
thing behind the U-Haul truck I was driving.
Couldn't believe you did that.
Andy can do it, man. Andy can do it. It goes all. Anybody can do it. Mom can.
That's right. She did it by herself.
Well, no, the amazing part is
Well, they put it on the
that it was like the 4th of July, and about
Right.
midnight we
Right.
left to go help her pack that night.
Right.
She didn't sleep all day.
That's
We
not
were,
bad.
I mean, we were just,
That's
come
standard
on, let's go.
practice.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I've got to be out of here by 9 o'clock. Bro. Me and David, come on, throw it in there, throw it in there. And finally, I'm like, your mom's leaving? Because I was like, David, tell her to come
Ever
stay
slept?
with us or something. And she's
Sam,
like,
have you ever
no,
slept,
no,
Eddie?
I'm going. I'm like, oh my God.
How they do it? How they set it up like that? I don't know how you
Well,
do it.
I did take a couple of little naps on the way home.
See, my mother would be so frightened out of her. She's terrified. She don't. I mean, my mother loves the Lord, but she has a spirit of fear about her. She can't get over nothing. She wouldn't have. You couldn't have paid her $1 million to do that.
Well,
You know, if you.
praise God.
Well, I'm finna say, when you leave, you ain't got no worries. You're like, I'm in the Lord's hands, and He gonna see after me.
And I got to one truck stop. I was going to take another little nap. And so when I got there, well, there was an officer there, and he said, I drove in the side with the truck, and he said, you can't stay here. You're not a truck. And I said, oh, I'm not a truck. Because I thought I was a truck. So I got on
Your car.
I wasn't a
You're a car.
truck.
She was driving a U-Haul
Yeah.
It looked like it was.
And
a
he was
U-Haul.
pulling a car. That's a trailer.
And he said, "You're not a truck. You can't stay here."
Rest area is usually a
It
place
was
where you
rest
can take a
area.
nap.
It was a rest area.
They wouldn't let you stay there?
And he said, "You can't stay here. You're not a truck."
Never heard of that before.
Me either.
And so I had to leave out there, but I just went to another one, and stopped. It wasn't too far.
Most of the time they have somebody on duty all night too, in a
15-minute
place
nap,
like that, so you
Refresh.
actually.
When you're sleepy enough, you can sleep anywhere.
Oh, I can.
Pull over to the rest area and just
Yeah,
all
back
them
there, you
trucks
should
going by.
sleep beside the road all the time. You'd be coming back wherever you'd
Were
been.
you still going to the 1986 worship symposium? Me and Jeffrey Williams and Dennis Davis and Dennis wasn't there. Me and Jeffrey and David and Caleb and Marcus,
Yeah,
Jeffrey's
Marcus.
little brother, went by ourselves to Washington D.C. to the worship
I didn't know
symposium.
Marcus was
Yeah,
Yep.
he did.
Well, we come up South Carolina in '86,
Right. What month?
October. The
Okay.
convention was in October.
Okay. So you had to still be there when we went to because it was like in July, right?
We all come
Yeah.
up. We all
Like
come
August.
up in October.
Right. So it was July. This was before. So you were still here in '86 when we went up to the worship symposium. Okay. We went up there. Do you know the story about us getting lost in Washington?
Well, that's a dangerous place up there,
We got lost in little Washington. We couldn't find the hotel because they
Right.
name streets. They got so many people they have to name stuff after that one street is not going to stay the same name. You go down 4 or 5 blocks, it changes to another name. It's the same street, and it might be 5 different names by the time you get from one end of the street
We
to the
didn't have a
other.
city map.
And we didn't have a city map. And we found the hotels by some miraculous thing. We got into town at what was it?
It was like 2 or 3 in
2
the morning.
or 2 or 3 in the morning, and they said, sorry, your room won't be ready, and you can come back and check in at 8.
If we checked in then, it would cost us like
An extra
$300
day.
like
Right.
$300 or something.
So we had to come back at 8 o'clock, so we said, okay, we'll just go find a Denny's or something, from Dallas, Texas. Surely the nation's capital has a Denny's. No, they don't. They roll up the sidewalks in Washington D.C. There ain't nobody up with that hose.
Ain't nobody out you want to be around at
Right.
that time.
So we're going around and we see, Jefferson's memorial. And we sit in the park out there looking at the Lincoln Memorial and the Jefferson Monument and all that stuff. And we sit around for a while and we finally said, okay, we're going to go back to the hotel. We can't find it. We're lost. We're lost as a goose. We're hunting all over the place because we were on the right street, but we thought we weren't because it was not named the right name, And so we're hunting everywhere. We finally parked in a black Baptist church parking lot. We had like $10,000 worth of musical equipment, and I'm sitting here with a little 25 from Dad that he gave me in my lap. And we went to sleep in the black First Baptist Church parking lot in the middle of the darkest quarters of Washington, D.C. And we're like, somebody's fixing to kill us.
That's
or-
it. Washington has the highest crime rate.
It is. It's a rough place. And the hoes are going, hey boys.
Man, there was prostitutes everywhere walking around like that.
And let me tell you, they don't look like on TV, no.
No.
Might have been guys.
Good looking women.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a pretty good adventure there.
Yeah, I remember I woke up in the morning to a guy, we were driving by, the guy was like, all I heard was, hey buddy, what a way to park! Like, and the window was open, I woke up, I was like, what's going on? And we asked about 3 different cab drivers, they were all foreigners, they're like, you go down here, you turn around, you do this, you do that, and you're like, what? And we're like, okay, so we go down there, make 3 loops around, come back like that.
Well, that didn't work.
So finally we found, we ran, there's a white dude on the street, so let's ask him, go out here, like, make a left, dude, it's right there. We go out there, make a left, there's the hotel. They're just trying to confuse us.
Always ask a white guy, is that what you said?
That's what he said, like a white construction dude,
brother.
told us where it was. We drove around for like an hour looking for it with taxi drivers and found one white guy working construction. We found it in 3 minutes.
Yeah, we were like a mile and a half away from the hotel where we slept.
Just sit and listen to it.
So anyway.
Y'all crazy.
You boys crazy.
I
You
slept,
boys is
I
crazy.
slept in a parking garage in my car in Dallas,
That's really crazy.
so I didn't have any place to live.
She was homeless.
Why was you homeless?
Well, I was staying with my friends at CFNI, but I wasn't in school, so technically, I wasn't really supposed to be there. So it looked like they were gonna come kick me out. I took off. I didn't have any left to stay with. And my family didn't.
Where's
want
you and
me.
your noble steed at?
And I was
I was in
trying.
single men's
He
dorm.
was in single men's dorm.
They weren't gonna let me in. They also be throwing me out too.
And I was trying to get her a place with one of my relatives, and none of them would take her in.
No, but everyone was afraid
And
to.
finally, my first cousin took her in for because she only needed about a week.
But I slept
Before
2 nights
she
in that
was
parking garage. It was the parking garage I worked in, by the way. So I knew everybody.
Everyone was afraid of what?
They wouldn't take me in. I don't know. They were afraid to have me stay at their house. I don't know why. It
Get
flipped
kicked
Sybil
out. You were
out.
running with a criminal element, weren't you?
No.
No, I was running with Bible college.
Oh.
Running away with a foreign student.
That's frightening.
Well, they didn't want to encourage you.
Sybil refused to take her in, and finally Susie Lee
Bizarre.
did. I know it was bizarre.
That's really weird.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
said, well, I got a car. Take my car.
Of course,
And
we
it
got to
was
tell the story on when we went
you know,
looking for berets that time.
I was back here crying.
You remember?
Yeah, stripping
Yeah,
AK-47.
exactly. Yeah, Grant, from his South African military experience, is very familiar with the AK-47. And we're looking around for berets. The beret that I'm wearing on the line stripe
See?
cover was the beret we got that day. We were looking around for different military stuff. And went to this like Army Navy surplus store, pawn shop, whatever, the typical one with a 500-pound guy with a forward day's beard stubble and a big cigar, white beater t-shirt on, behind the counter. And we're looking in there, and Grant goes, "Oh, John, look, that's one that man, I see that stuff for just a moment." And he field strips it like in 2 seconds just with this. Says, "You see here, John, now this little thing, you can start this back and make it fully automatic." And thank you, sir. And we start to, and the guy's like,
Pastorist.
"You're some sort of military DEA or something?" No, Bible college student.
Sounds like
Have to know your gun. What Bible college? The David Koresh School of Theology.
Does everybody have to go? Somebody tell me everybody
Yeah.
goes to Stanton.
Yeah, we did in South Africa. We had to do 2 years.
Yes.
And then it was shortened to 18 months right after I got out, and then it was shortened to a year.
And then it
No,
was.
don't have to go
then they
anymore.
don't have it.
Now they have strikes in the military. Go figure. Aggravating.
That
But
sounds
he
like
did
Gary
his
Player.
2 years.
Yeah, they my 2 years.
Sounds like Gary Player.
you do 2 years
Just
time.
because Gary Player's from South Africa. Must be one.
Yeah, Gary Player. Always wears all in black.
Right,
Any place,
golfer.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's done a lot down there for the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And he done a lot. He done a lot for all kids, even when apartheid was big.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
still helping.
Someone like Ernie Els has to use Max Fly.
Excuse me.
Ernie L is a tireless guy, my friend. He don't play
Ooh,
with Max.
Max Fly.
Maximilian.
You know nothing. You're an amateur. Max Fly.
I know what Ernie L is under contract to play, and it's Titleist. Titleist. Thank you very much.
Max Fly.
Matter of fact, Paul, I can't think of a single golfer that on the Max Fly payroll. Let me think. Somebody's got to be. Let's see.
He's obviously selling some balls to somebody. Paul wouldn't have a job. See, we got a bunch of gutter brains
We
here.
sell to Australians, Japanese, mostly. Overseas.
Stupid.
Well, the fact
It's not stupid.
Is Ping, what is that? What is Ping?
Ping don't make golf balls.
What do they make?
They make
Ping pong ball.
They make
What's your big color code there, Paul?
pings is what irons that I have. I have ping irons.
What's that? What's your pink color code?
Color code.
Yeah, the shaft angle. There's the color code.
Oh yeah. I forget. It's been a long time ago. I played golf.
I don't speak golfies.
Really?
It's true. Hey, everything's funny.
Last time I played good that day
Yeah,
too.
really good. And I herniated my disc.
Better stay away from that golf if it's.
No, I just played that one time as the first and last.
But you wanted to play.
I wanted to play again, but then I said,
I played good that day. I wanted you to play again too. Like, what got into me?
I went out to the
I didn't-
driving range one time with 200 balls and got 2 down the line.
Tough game. I have played every sport that they are, and I ain't never, well, not every sport, but it's tough.
You're a mean field hockey player.
Badminton anymore?
Phil, we don't feel like it's something you don't play around with. It was John's lifelong ambition to find someone to beat me in basketball.
That sounds like field hockey sounds like a bull plot.
Excuse me, I gotta take you
golf
field
with a hockey
hockey.
stick.
I won a bull plot.
I know you did.
I won $1,000.
$1,000 off a bull plot.
I won quite a few things. I'm pretty lucky when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Have mercy. You know what a bull plot is, don't you, Paul? They like, what do they section off the field?
They section off the
in the
field.
game, they section off so you have different squares, and you buy a square or whatever, and they let the bull out wherever he takes his dump. Whatever square it falls in, that's the one that wins the money.
$1,000.
And it dumped in his plot. It plopped in his plot.
That's being dumped on.
I take it every time.
As long as it's green.
Come dump all over me, baby.
Take the dump.
I would have got him down and laid down and let him dump on my head. Just wash out.
That's too much.
But Caleb got loogie on his head for nothing.
Oh!
He couldn't get rid of his feet.
That's what you call an experience in forgiveness.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just never forget the expression on his face because I didn't know it had happened. His face was turned away into the window.
You get your lungs for nothing, your chips for free.
Hey, you know what though? Caleb's funny when he gets mad.
Yeah,
When Caleb gets mad, it's pretty
His
hilarious.
little vein was popping here.
His
One-
lips
there's a-
disappeared.
One time me and him was riding around somewhere in Andalusia, and he had went in the store.
Oh yes, I know
It
this
was a junior
story.
food store, and I guess it may not even be there. No.
Royce, Crew Royce was there.
Yeah, and he was in there talking with him, and
Jeff got ready to go.
I got ready to go, and he wouldn't come on. He was in there talking, so when he finally come out, I thought I'd have some fun with him. So he come out there, and when he reached for the door, I hit the gas. So he was like, so he walked up there. So I kept doing that to him. I done that about 3 or 4 times, and boy, he got mad. He wouldn't get in the car, so he just took out walking. I don't have to ride with you. I can walk. I don't need your car. So he took off walking. I was sitting there for a few minutes. So then I eased up beside him. I was driving. I turned the radio up. I had the window down. I was going, I'm walking down the road.
And he was just taunting.
I don't need your car. Okay, I'm going to ride home, but I'm not saying anything.
And that's my final answer.
I was messing with him. I kept on picking at him. He finally said, let me be mad. I can't be mad. You won't let me be mad.
Oh,
You might have been. That might have been in our wayfaring days. I don't think you were blessing me. You were talking. I can't remember. That was our wayfaring days.
What was the guy's name? Shotgun or whatever. That guy who had that pawn shop.
What pawn shop?
Had the handlebar mustache. Lived right near y'all. Kept coming over with his wife, and everybody kept calling up Caleb, trying to hit on Caleb and his daughter too.
Oh, what was that? I forgot all about that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm
They called him Shotgun. He had a pawn shop.
I'm like vaguely remembering something, but what was that? I can't remember.
They had a house over there, and this guy's wife and daughter both loved Caleb. And they kept coming around sending him love notes and stuff. It was really
Who
bizarre.
didn't chase Caleb
Well,
though?
that's the truth.
Caleb wouldn't let me have.
If they were married, they'd chase Caleb. That's the problem.
Sorry, man.
The single was just a
If they were a black girl, they'd go after David, and if they were married, they'd go after Caleb.
A black girl came out, and black girls came out to me too. Yeah.
Man, black guys
They
after
don't,
me
man, they
What
don't.
did you say?
They're at Pizza Hut. They come in at Pizza Hut.
Blacks and
Blacks and fats. Blacks, fats, and young.
Chase me there.
Blacks, the black ones, the fat ones, and the young ones, man. They're coming out the middle of the street. I go into Pizza Hut, man, and I've always had a big tiki for my. I've had a lot of big butt and hips for a
Yeah,
man.
that's what my
Other men don't
roommates
have no
do.
butt.
That's what
And I
she
walk up into Pizza Hut, and there's a black girl walking. Ooh, 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 look at that booty.
They be embarrassing you, man. They don't stop, man. They just keep talking, you know. They don't get embarrassed about anything, man. What a fine thing. I'm like, dang, you know. I'm getting embarrassed.
It's like my mom when Caleb came to minister the first time, and you know Caleb was at the door greeting people. My mom comes up to him. She's like, "Gosh, you know, I really love the way you minister, and you're really a nice looking guy. You've got a girlfriend? I've got 3 daughters." Like, dang,
Just offering them up.
pick one. Pick one.
We'll just line them up. Like Moses. You're like Moses when you get 8 daughters in front of him. Which one you pick?
Line them up, Judas.
Line them up.
Line them up. Line them up.
I know what it was. That shotgun guy that was giving you a hard time at whatever, and we walked out of there. You know, he was trying to rip you off at the pawn shop, and he was like, "Man, that guy better watch out. I'll take his wife."
I can't remember what. It's trying to come in.
It's the same way. It's trying to come back, but I can't remember it. What was the deal with that?
She come to our house once
Yeah,
or twice.
wait a second. Wait a second.
Since, like putting love notes or stuff on your car and stuff like that, man.
Her name's Cindy or
I
something?
don't remember, man, but it's just freaky.
I'm remembering it, man. I know she come to the house one time.
They came to the house?
Her and the daughter both. And they come in the
rent-
store,
did they go in the
too.
rent
Yeah,
mall?
they come in the.
What happened?
I don't know, man. I think she was
I don't know, man.
Sound like y'all blacked out.
I think I just fainted there.
Is that when you knew Carlos?
It wasn't like she was any big, good looking thing,
Oh, that's why it's not a memory.
I just blacked that one out. We just whitewashed it.
Hit the delete button.
I can't remember
memory
good though,
dump.
man. I can't remember.
What about gets a hold of you? Gets a hold of
It seemed
you.
like she wanted to offer a group thing or something.
Group rate.
No, sir. It seemed like I'm trying to.
I can see the girl and I can see the mother and the daughter.
It seemed like she was wanting to offer up herself and her daughter at the same time. You know, they want to come and do a. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember, but it seemed like it was something like that. I remember she was
Gone wild in Alabama.
Yeah, no, I was like, hey, you need to go on down the road. Stay away from me, and I don't like that nickname shotgun. This guy's going to come in me with a shotgun. I don't want Junior around me.
Maybe a pea shooter, you wouldn't have been too worried about it. Here, think a pea shooter over there.
Pea shooter around here. I'll tell you what was funny. Oh, you need to tell this one. Because it's going to be better, because you was the witness, the eyewitness of it. When I said,
Okay.
fill out this form here.
Okay, here's a classic. This is a Caleb Ward classic, right here. One Friday night, me and Darryl was down at the movie store waiting for Caleb to get off. I don't know what we were going to do, but we was
The movie rental place.
we were going to do something. So we sitting there, and this guy comes up, you know, and he's like, I want to become a member. I want to run a movie. You know what I got to do? And Caleb's like, you got to fill out this card, you know. So Caleb, you know, there's a bunch of people there. So Caleb puts his card in a pencil in front of him, and then he talks to the person. The guy just stands up. And the guy turned around and said,
I don't see.
yeah, you just fill out that card. He's like, I can't do that. Caleb's like, yeah, you can. It's nothing. Just, you know, no personal questions. Just a few things, you know, things you got to do, you know. No, man, I can't do that. And Caleb's like, you know, and he kept
really
he's like,
easy,
yeah,
yeah.
it's no problem, you know, you can do it. It's just, you know, read the questions, you'll see what I mean. I can't do it, you know. And Caleb's like, you can do it, man. You know, it's going on. There's people in there looking, you know. It's like, you can do it. It's nothing. Just look at it. He's like, man, I can't do that. Caleb's like, why not? Because I can't read. Guy turned around and walked out.
I was like,
He goaded him in.
come back. And all I could see right after that was like seeing the headline of the Star News saying
Man commits
suicide. Because movie rental guy
Comes back with a shotgun.
forced him to admit that he was
And the hilarious thing is you could see the guy's voice almost broke when he said, because I can't read. You can do it. You can do it. Why
Okay, see,
not?
I had a very
very similar thing happened to me at a.
I didn't know he was still
Suicide
legitimate.
after
It was a high school reunion.
I didn't know he was still legitimate.
They had a high school reunion, and I was trying to get these people to come around. People that are on this side of the table to stand behind the people on this side to take a group picture of this high school reunion that was going on. And this guy was on this side of the table. I said, "Sir, you need to get up and come around on that side of the table because your back's to the camera. I need you to go stand behind them." No, I can't do that. You know, I said, "Well, you're gonna have to do that because you got to. You know, I can't have your back to the camera. You need to stand up and go around there." No, I can't do that. You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, you can. You've got to. If you want to be in the picture, we're gonna sit the back of your head." He said, "I don't have any legs." He had no legs below. Well, the thing he couldn't stand up and go behind. So I
did the same thing. I was like, all I could see is saying this guy commits suicide because a movie rental guy forces him to
Into confession of illiteracy.
confession he's illiterate. Daryl,
thought it was hilarious.
Daryl, the other brother at the funeral home,
Get it on tape.
he was. They were both standing because they were waiting for me to get off, and just a little bit we were going to go eat dinner. And so Daryl said that they were both watching me saying, "I know he's going to get
Those
it."
are
You
my
know,
clients.
they basically more or less knew that the guy, you know, he's going to realize that the guy can't. He said, Daryl was like, he said, "You're up there with those of you were like, say it, say it, confess, confess." Like, I can't read.
Sign these papers, old man.
I can't read.
Okay. Probably couldn't write neither.
Hey,
No, not on
that was embarrassing, man.
This is the cheap one.
It left you in shock.
I know, I was like-
can remember that, but
I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do, and he walked out.
well, I knew what to do. I had to bust out laughing because I think what happened under my breath. Man, he goaded the guy.
Into confession.
No, later on Caleb's good.
What's his name?
What?
Don't you remember? They were going to get up and leave at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
It was 11 o'clock.
David then?
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, talking about, yeah, we're gonna get out of here about 8 o'clock.
Hey, he's used to it driving with Dad.
I call down there about.
We only got 1,000 more miles to go.
I even answer the phone. Hello? Ah, I knew you wasn't going nowhere. You're still there.
It was just it was immediate, just scream laughter. He went into laughter because I heard the phone. All I heard there was a hello, and I heard from afar.
I don't think David received that too well.
David's veins started
As
popping.
I recall, I don't think you received that. I mean, you didn't say that, but I can tell you probably didn't enjoy that one. But you know me, though, I can't contain myself from a good laugh. If it's at someone else's expense,
The best laugh I ever had at you
True, sir.
is what it's at the Chinese restaurant at Disney, no, Epcot.
hot
Yeah, the hot mustard. And everyone said, "Yep, that's hot." You know, or the waitress like, "The very hot, very," or whatever. And I said, "Oh, I eat this stuff all the time." He drank everybody's tea and everybody's water.
because see, that was not necessarily heat, that was spice.
Yeah.
It took my breath away, man.
Habanero.
No, it was just that Chinese hot mustard. It's got horseradish or.
But it was stronger than the one.
Yeah, it's stronger than the other one I ever tried.
Katie did the same thing.
It was like, and it had a delayed reaction.
Yeah,
You know, it was
it
like
did.
you put it and you go.
And all of a sudden your eyes on you. Well, you know what happened? It felt like somebody hit you in the nose,
Yeah.
and then your eyes would start really close and start watering. Just like that.
Like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, like that. And then, I mean, your nose is spraying on your eyes and start watering like that. It felt like somebody would hell, and then you went, it's more tingling than hot.
Falls over the throat. They give him red
And
poison.
what was funny was,
Give me my
right
pills.
after I did that, I was like, oh, like that. I was like, oh,
good.
It got me about that dump session, man. When you put that latch in the phone, that son gun blew everything out.
I did this little bit, I was like, oh, cool, some
What was it?
They put their
What about the mini bike?
I can't remember all the.
like that, and I was like,
You get 60 miles a gallon on this hog.
and then I went to I was like, I'm going,
It's freezing up in the mountains.
Daddy took me out to eat at the garden and I bit
go
that
ahead.
pepper.
Just go.
And I really wanted to throw up because it was so
Here they go.
They're in unison.
And then when he gets off of it, he's stuck to his back.
And he's got.
You wanted to lay down and sleep.
Got a little clue coming through.
I got to have
And then he
it
licked
for a
that. Then he
while.
lick a. They were going up on a you would look at that thing stuck to it.
They would have the whole pepper.
Wouldn't happen to have some hot water on you, would you?
It
was like stuck to it, you kept coming
Hey,
fella, you wouldn't have some hot water, would you?
One day I did that.
That's like our
And then, like the
favorite
next morning, I went to Waffle House to go to work.
Christmas story.
That's
The horse with the some Chinese guys were singing it. And they didn't say the L. They said, all right.
Jingle bells.
Jingle bells.
You know what claps are, right? 4 peppers.
Jingle bears.
We got claps. My door.
Yeah.
They were practicing their choir, the Chinese choir. There was Jinger Bears, Jinger Bears. They could have said the hills. Jingle Bears.
No, I kept telling him, no,
Bells.
Bells.
Jingle Bears.
Jingle bears.
Yeah, sing something else. Deck the hearts with
Bells are Harvey. Bells are Harvey.
He brought the goose out with his head on.
Oh, me.
That's a classic movie right there.
It's a classic.
What's the name of that movie?
Christmas
Christmas
story.
Story.
Watch it. It's hilarious all the way through the whole thing. It's
Can't
hilarious.
relate.
That kid that used to do the Missy Marvin commercials. Blonde-headed kid.
Yeah.
Boy, they knocking out one at a time, ain't they?
Yeah, and then waking up cranky.
Oh, little Joe.
He's tired.
Oh, little Joe. Oh.
Little Joe returns.
Well, he's a little time.
Chicka boy.
My son rolled over this morning and grabbed me around the neck and put me over and said, tell me a story.
Tell me a story.
He's into this story to me.
Andrea's too, man.
You gotta tell, his mama tells him a story every night and I go to the back room and go to sleep. They won't be there tonight. I'll have the whole bed to myself.
Oh, really? Where they spend the night with their parents?
I didn't know that. I knew that. Well, it was her idea. She said, I wasn't planning on staying this late, but she said, I'll just stay with Mom and then you can stay as long as, until John throws you out. I said, yeah, that's what I'll do.
That's what I'll do.
You'll be here when I wake up. 4:30.
4:30.
Well, I'm going to ride with them whenever the day decide to go, which I hope it's not going to be too much longer. Because I'm getting ready to bed down and I want to go to sleep before the attack of the
Twofer.
light brigade comes back on again.
You better go and brush that tooth.
Before the cavity creeps come back.
I remember those commercials. The cavity creep.
Cavity creep.
But this has got nothing to do with cavities. I don't know what's going on here.
I always like those commercials.
New Christian.
It started when we was in the it started when we went to Winn-Dixie and it ain't quit. It's let up some, but it ain't quit yet. It's still just throbbing.
Well, offer you that stuff again.
I was thinking more about the morphine.
The morphine. Nanny's got morphine.
No, man, I don't take no morphine.
Lisa said you should take it when you go to sleep.
Hey, if you got, I might take that home with me, sure enough, and
Which
take
one
it
is?
before I go to
I got
bed.
just a couple pills left. I'm gonna go look.
Okay. You don't think it's gonna matter that I took ibuprofen?
Really?
Ibuprofen's been on by now.
You took it how long ago? About 4 hours
It
ago?
was about 9 o'clock.
They told me in the hospital you can take ibuprofen every 3 hours.
Because they're getting 1,200.
1,200 milligrams of
Motrin.
No, it's from Spain.
Yeah,
It's
it
called
was.
neobrufen. But it's the same stuff. Ibuprofen.
What?
Neobrufen.
Neobrufen.
It's a brand from there.
Neobrufen.
Neobrufen.
My mama calls it ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
She says ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
Tylenol and codeine are different medicines than ibuprofen. They're safe to take together. I've had both together in the hospital.
I had codeine when they took out my 4 wisdom teeth at the same time.
Codeine doesn't do a thing for me.
And if you take it for more than a week, you start yakking.
You do.
I
You discovered
You know
that?
what I did? Because I was taking it, man, and I had to preach. Because I had got all 4 of my wisdom teeth out, and I was recouping those several days. But the next Sunday I had to preach, so I just had a few days to recuperate. So I was with the codeine, and I was going on, and I was there at the church on Sunday morning. I didn't lead worship that morning. I was glad too. They went ahead and took worship, because a lot of time I lead worship and preach, and so I'm sitting in there, and I was like, whoa. That whole morning I've been with sweats. That morning I woke up, I was with. I felt terrible. Well, I gotta go and preach, man. So I get up and we're in worship time, and I'm like, oh, and I would have to go outside, yak, and came back in and preached. Yacked outside the church door and went back inside because they were about done with worship.
I've only got one of these left,
Okay.
but I've got some other stuff. I've got some Lord tab.
What's Lord tab?
I'll take
You
that.
don't want
Lord of
to
the
mix
Tab.
up
It sounds like something.
I'm leery of mixing
Salt.
Sounds like something from a Dr. Seuss
Okay,
novel.
what that
Tab
is,
here's a
Jeff, that's Tylenol and codeine. It's Tylenol 3.
That's safe for him to take with ibuprofen. I don't know
Yeah.
what Lortab is though.
Lord tab here's a Lorix. It's a Dr. Seuss character.
Yeah,
Lord tab,
It's the same thing as Percocet and Darvocet.
Okay. Ooh, that's good stuff. Darvocet works. That's
Well,
what
let
they
me
give
tell
you in
you,
the hospital
but
after I have a baby.
Lord tab, the reason I've still got Lord tab is because it had a terrible effect on me, and that it gave me horrible nightmares.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Darvocet makes
does
me sleep
Jamie
like a
too.
baby.
Yeah.
She had
What do you mean?
nightmares and she breaks down in rashes.
Yeah, it does
With that
bad. I mean, that's why I still have it, because I didn't use that
I've
for the
never
first
had that
time.
particular one, but I've had Darvocet.
But that stuff's good stuff right there. In fact, you can take it now.
Darvocet they give for migraine headaches too.